That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? You graduating? Stupid. Getting married? Who cares? Divorce rate's over 50%. Having your first child? Kid's probably going to end up being a disappointment. No, the best news that you could have in your life today is none of that. Guys, Spaceballs 2 is finally going to happen. Spaceballs 2. Your Schwartz is as big as mine. But how do you handle it? Spaceballs 2. Your Virgin alarm is sent to go off before you do. It's happening. It's finally happening. And Mel Brooks is actually going to be a producer on it and is involved in the making of it. This comes to us from the folks over at CBR who wrote this. Per report by Jeff Schneider and the In Schneider, a Spaceballs sequel is moving forward at Amazon MGM Studios. The new film will feature Josh Gad in a lead role, and the actor is also set to produce alongside original Spaceballs helmer and producer Mel Brooks. According to the report, Josh Greenbaum is directing the sequel, which was co-written by Gad, Benji Samit, and Dave Hernandez. Kevin Slater is executive producing. All right, couple of quick things to point out here. This guy, Josh Greenbaum, he directed, if I'm not mistaken, I think he directed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And let me just bring this up. I believe he directed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie that just came out recently. No. That's the writer. Sorry. This guy directed Strays, which I think is a top 3 or 4 funniest comedy of the last 3 or 4 years. Not a lot of people saw Strays. That's the dog movie with Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx doing the voices. I laughed my freaking head off almost the entire runtime of that movie. I loved it. He directed that. He also directed a bunch of episodes of Fresh Off the Boat, which I thought was a really funny show. He also directed a bunch of episodes of New Girl, which I thought was a very funny show. So that's all good. And then this Benji Samit, if I'm correct, he wrote You'll like this, Ray, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What was it called?
Mutant Mayhem?
Mutant Mayhem. And for those of you who like a little Pokemon, he also was the writer on Detective Pikachu, which I thought was a nice little movie.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff. So you've got Josh Gad, who Mahershala Ali said he thinks is one of the best actors that he's worked with. You've got Mel Brooks producing. You got the director of Strays, which I think is straight up effing hilarious. You got one of the writers of the Mutant Mayhem, which I thought was I thought that movie would suck. I was completely delighted by it. And they're all coming back to make it. Now, of course, the big question, I think, for any true Spaceballs fan is going to be, can Mel Brooks get on the phone and talk Rick Moranis into coming back?
Oh, yeah, Rick Moranis.
You got to have Rick Moranis. You got to have Dark Helmet. And I could see Josh Gad playing Barf's son. Because John Candy, of course, unfortunately and sadly, is not here any longer to play Barf. But maybe he could play Barf's son. I don't know. Maybe you can get Lone Star back. I don't know. But I'm telling you this. This is a movie that I do not know if it will be in theaters or straight to Amazon. I hope it's straight to theaters. I hope it's going to theaters. But I will admit, as, completely glee-filled as I am right now about the news of a Spaceballs 2, I don't think this will make a lot of money at the movie theater. I don't. So they're going to have to be kind of conscious of the budget. But I'm just telling you what, we ain't found shit. This is something. This is a day I have been waiting for many years. The return of Spaceballs. She's gone from blow to suck. This is like one of the greatest days ever in my career. that we can finally say it's coming back. And I am completely into good. Nothing's going to break my mood today.
We've been asking like lately about, when viewers bring up like older comedies like Blazing Saddles, that got a re-release. If a comedy like this can work in present day, and like I think all of us have agreed that it can, right? Like, I mean, I'm excited about this because I can't wait to see a movie like this again, like Spaceballs was. We haven't had anything like it for a long, or just not anything like. We had Galaxy Quest, right? That was sort of like a funny.
Galaxy Quest was kind of like a more modern Spaceballs, and Galaxy Quest is great.
Yeah, it's great too.
I love Galaxy Quest.
But every now and then we need one of these movies to come in just to like, a palate cleanser. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't bomb. Hopefully the time hasn't passed for this sequel to come out where this still makes money when it comes out. Because you know what? We do run into the chance that a lot of the people who are going to the movies that aren't once familiar with the first Spaceballs.
I guarantee you a lot of people have never heard of this movie. There's a lot of people who've never heard of Spaceballs. The time for this movie was 15 years ago. And it's one of those situations for me that it's better late than never.
And marketing is really key.
Marketing is going to be the whole thing about it.
You got to explain this movie like straight up for anyone who's not familiar with Spaceballs.
I don't think you don't have to explain. People understand the idea of satire and spoof, right? They understand that, but still, like for every movie, marketing is a very, very key important thing. But for something like Spaceballs, it will be even more important for them to really get on this, because again, I think there's a lot of today's movie going audience has never seen the original. And I think they should be doing everything they do to be getting the original film in front of people, get it on the traditional television networks, get NBC to make it their Thursday night movie instead of, the third rerun of NCIS Detroit or whatever it is they're playing right now. It's going to be key. Anyway,
okay, go ahead.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Gametime. My wife Ann and I love going to events, whether they're comedy shows, concerts, an LA Lakers game. I mean, just the other night we went to go see Ronnie Chang and it was awesome. We love having these new experiences and new memories. And our sponsor Gametime makes getting tickets for concerts and events faster and easier, even if you don't buy tickets right away, because prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer you get to the show start time. With killer last minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying event tickets. I couldn't believe how easy and most importantly, intuitively, the entire app works. Finding the event I was looking for couldn't have been easier. The way it lays out the map of the venue, letting you know exactly where the seats are that you're looking for, and how easy the process was to choose and buy those tickets. So don't worry if you think you're too late to get tickets to that big event you and your friend want to go to. They have last minute deals. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, whatever. So guys, take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code Campea for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Campea, C-A-M-P-E-A, for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Spaceballs 2 is finally coming. I like the director on board. I like the writers. Do you think it's just like, listen, it's way too late. This thing should have happened not 15 years ago, should have happened 25 years ago. Nobody knows what Spaceball is. I understand. And I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just really happy regardless. However you guys feel about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.